Welcome back to the London Docklands Arena. Things are really getting exciting here at the final round of the UK Supercross Championship. Coming up, we've got the finals of the 125 and 250s. But first, let's check out the flying bikes. Yep, it's Freestyle. For just under 3 seconds, the freestylers have a chance to show the crowd what they can do. It's poetry in motion.
Freestyle is all about doing your own thing, getting creative. It involves a ramp jump behind me and a dirt landing, and just got to perform the best stunts as you can, really.
It's usually just me and my friends. We go out in the quarries, just go as big and far as we can. Every now and again we get to show it in front of a crowd like this.
We're all trying to jump and impress the crowd. You know, they cheer the loudest for what rider they want to win.
I feel totally psyched to be here, riding in front of all the people, and just the adrenaline is just amazing. We have 2.5 seconds.
That much.
My favourite's no-handed landing, just because it's not that skillful, but it's as scary as like the first time you do one, the 50th time you do one, it's just as scary.
My favourite's a lazy boy, which is sort of lay flat on the bike.
I've got a switchblade, it's just where you hang off, it's like where your legs come off and you're up in the air like that.
I'm not going to let anything out, I'll keep it in the bag, but there might be something crop up, I never know.
It can be dangerous, but it's the same with racing. Range racing can be dangerous, it's just, if you have bad luck, you have bad luck, and if you don't, you're alright.
It's gone running in practice today, so it's a little bit sore, but it'll be alright.
It's all quite a tough competition, you know, we're all at the same level, it just depends who's having a good night.
And it was a good night for Chris Brock, who once again won the crowd's vote.
You're watching UK Supercross on Channel 4.
Final of the 125s and a moment of reckoning. Sword, Phillips, Mackenzie, Church and Le Reserve. Each rider knows what he has to do. Sword has to finish within the top 5 to keep his title.
I was second off the start behind Stephen Sword. I put pressure on Stephen then.
I got the whole shot. And led it for probably half distance. The first 2 heats I was really focused and I knew what I had to do, but in that one I was thinking about something else, I think.
Sword leads from Phillips and Le Reserve.
I was about third overall, third off the start, off the second corner, and then I was going strong. Just coming out the whoops, I stalled the bike, rode up the berm and managed to stay on it, but the engine stalled, so I had to regroup there, and I think I went back to fourth.
He just pushed too hard into the first corner, and he went over the top of the berm, which allowed me to get past into the lead.
Lap 9 was full of incidents.
I was going strong, and then I put the bike down over one of the doubles, twisted the bars and stuff.
Making a charge was Billy Mackenzie, now in 4th, up from 10th place.
My trainer told me, just don't do anything stupid. If you just ride at the same pace for the whole race, you'll win. You try not to get nervous, because if you get nervous, that's when the arms pump up, and that's when you lose control.
I led for the rest of the race then. I was pretty comfortable. But then my petrol cap came off the bike. A little petrol went in my face and I couldn't see on it. It just really, really blurred.
I didn't even know I was in the lead when I passed Glenn, but I just heard the crowd roar. I thought, maybe I'm in the lead, so I just kept my head, and I couldn't see anyone in front of me, so I thought, oh well, last lap, yes!
Sword went back to 2nd.
So I was really out there, get a bit of payback, but I was really just wanting to win the race.
Mackenzie the winner, Sword 2nd.
As long as I was in the top 4, then I was going to win it.
things are settled now. Well, not quite. I don't like Stephen Sword, plain and simple.
Of the others, Tom Church, who won the last round, came third. Phillips, who hasn't won a race, was fourth. And that meant Stephen Sword retained the title.
Personal thing to win every race, you know, and you know, that's the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to win tonight, but unfortunately I had a little silly few mistakes that I made myself. Probably through a little bit of nerves and worrying about, you know, if the bike's going to stay up together.
You're watching UK Supercross on Channel 4.
Edwards the champion, can he retain it? Hucklebridge the current leader, Neil Prince who starts well and then fades, and Jason Higgs who badly needs some form. They all want to win. The race is on.
I thought I'd be really, really nervous and really uptight, but to go out there, I was riding behind Warren. I mean, all the pressure was on Warren.
I was in a good position because I didn't really have too much to lose, you know, so I was quite relaxed all night, and obviously, you know, in front of the home crowd and that, it gets you buzzing and more relaxed anyway. I got a good semi-final, got the whole shot and won it, and I went for that again in the final, and, you know, you get round the first bend in the final and that's half the race sort of won.
Just sat behind Warren, I was waiting for him to make a mistake, and he was making lots of mistakes. I knew I was faster than him, but just didn't want to put myself in a position where he could take me out.
I got a bad start. I was on the left-hand side because I had a bad semi-final, so I was wide. I pulled through a bit. I think I got to fourth.
Got a good start, cut up the inside of Warren and Mark, took the lead, and probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 laps I was like pretty much gone. I thought I was pulling away. The conditions in there sort of get my throat really dry, and I basically run out of steam.
It's so easy to just have a lapse of concentration, put your front wheel in the wrong place, and that's it, you're over the bars or you're off the side of the bike.
The track was kind of fast and a little bit easy tonight, so, you know, if you try and push too hard on tracks like that, you're going to end up crashing.
Just got to be dead focused on what you're doing, pick your lines out, and just have a good ride, really. It was between me and Warren. We was both like near enough the same speed.
It was just down to me using a bit of experience and you know, making sure he wasn't going to come past.
Race leaders Edwards and Hucklebridge eventually lapped Jason Higgs. It cost him dear.
A few mistakes led to other mistakes. Overshot one of the berm, you know, one of the high-rise corners. Nearly run a Marshall over in the process. And then the other riders were having a good race, riding steady, and they caught up with me, and yeah, I lost the championship, second position.
We caught up Jason Higgs, who was lying second in the championship, and we managed to get past him. He hasn't been riding that well all day. Just struggling there a bit with the pressure, I suppose. I don't know, but I think it's one race out for the whole series that I've actually stayed focused throughout the whole race.
You know, we kept it in control. I know he was behind me, but, you know, I wasn't pushing real hard. This is my home race, and that's the one I really wanted to win. Couldn't win the championship, but, you know, end it with a win, I go away a happy man.
Even more ecstatic was Hucklebridge.
We was probably going around most tracks nearly the same speed, but I beat him in the end.
Last year's 2 was about to become 1. Edwards' second win of the series, but Hucklebridge had done what he set out to do, win the championship.
You are watching UK
Supercross on Channel 4.
So Stephen Sword took the 125 title for the second year, despite not winning a race since round 2.
At the end of the day, it's about consistency in the championship, and obviously I was the most consistent, so I come out on top.
Sword's final tally put him well clear of Phillips. Mackenzie's win just pit Church. In the 250s, it was Huck's day. Excuse me, Mr. Champion, I believe these belong to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Oh, what can I say? Worked so hard for it. To come out with #1 now, it's brilliant. I lost it last year on the last turn, but this year it's just made up for that and smoked them all.
Mark was more consistent than me. He wasn't quicker than me, but he was more consistent, and that's the way to win championships. You know, you have to be there or thereabouts at every race.
In the brief time that I've known you, Mark, I picked up on the fact you're a very quiet, retiring young man, but I'm going to force you to hold the trophy up to the camera. Is that all right?
Yeah, brilliant.
Flaunt it. You've got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, it's sometimes good to lose, you know, it makes you more hungry for the next year.
You're going to drink champagne out of it all night.
Yeah, we're going to fill her out with champagne and drink all night.
The finest stuff needs to be Manty.
Yeah.
There's no airs and graces around me, so, you know.
Not much air, anyway.
Yeah, you're a funny girl. You're a funny girl.
Huck past the 100 mark. Edward's second, ahead of Higgs. What a night.
My name's Mark Huckerbridge, the new UK Supercross champion, and you've been watching Channel 4.
Come 11:30 next Saturday, Britain's greatest ever football export is profiled. A player at Leeds and Juventus foretells the John Charles story. Coming up, a man on the run, and let's face it, only we believe him. So what chance has he got? The Fugitive is next.